State so prized a possession. It's the old oaken bucket that I heard of a coach who won it for the first time and slept with it that night. From Bloomington to West Lafayette, the fans look to have their say in this in-state showdown. The Boilermakers will kick it away to start us off. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Hoosiers offense will start this game off with the football. Indiana won in a nail-biter the last time they faced Purdue.
And the Hoosiers did such a great job in the closing moments of that game. And a rivalry game to keep your composure and finish like they did a year ago. It was very impressive.
And you got to give Indiana credit, too, because they're not only just focused on Ohio State or Michigan or Penn State. They got up and they got ready for an in-state rivalry game, and they looked good against Purdue. Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down. And I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to throw, it's Byrne. A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Now facing a third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Lofts one high and deep. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Hoosiers!
A lot of times you see those receivers, as soon as they get by the DBs, you know, that hand goes straight up in the air. I got him. I got to step on him. He got to step on him. And the ball was thrown perfectly out in front. You can see he runs underneath it, gets it, and gets the long touchdown on the go route.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So Purdue's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
Well, we talked to him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. This is a big test for him.
And here's the thing. Proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. The Boilermakers have it with a 1st and 10. Running into the open space.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Caught over the middle. It's Boone. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. 3rd and short from the 28. Let's see if this is 4-down territory or if they just pick up the first here. Catch in the middle. It's Boone. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. 1st down for this offense. The give to the lone running back. Got some room in to the goal line. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now on 1st and goal as they try to answer that opener with a touchdown of their own. Marches ahead. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Boilermakers!
What a luxury for an offense to have. The ability to set the tone on the ground, giving that guy the football time after time, making offense easy, being physical, and really setting the tone for this football game.
And they did tack on the extra point. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. The old Oaken bucket dates all the way back to 1925, but the rivalry itself goes back even further. 1891, alumni associations from both sides decided what's the perfect, most suitable trophy? Well, of course, an Oaken bucket.
Yeah, of course, a bucket. A bucket's the perfect reason and the perfect thing to fight for. What are you going to win today? I'm going to win a bucket. No, but I mean, I think the history of it's cool, but Jesse, when you make it a trophy game, it's just so much more fun. It's so much more energy. It's so cool. You're going to celebrate with it. You're going to go grab it right after the game.
Yeah, you know, both Purdue and Indiana, they're hoping to add a score, a date, the city this game was played in. Someone's adding a P or an I to the old Oaken bucket.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
Makes the grab. The sidelines, and they get enough for the 1st down. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. The Hoosiers are moving quickly down the field. Off play action on 1st down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. This rivalry dates back to 1891, and you want to know how important the old Oaken bucket is? When Lee Corso won it for the first time, he slept with the strong pass rush, gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And that's not a good sign for this offense. You gave up 4 sacks a week ago. Now you're already getting your quarterback hit. They've got to protect their dude. They got to give him more time so he can make plays down the field. Protection is the biggest issue for this offense.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
And the defense able to get pressure to the quarterback, and they've got everybody trying to swipe at the football, and the impact on the hit sometimes jars the ball loose. Great job with the pass rush, and a better job forcing a turnover.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Right on the money. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play as we have a look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the 1st. Let's see if someone can get the edge in the 2nd quarter. the shotgun. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Boilermakers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
Pulls it in. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Purdue!
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Indiana sends the offense onto the field. Ball security going to be paramount this time, Jesse.
Yeah, and sense of urgency, too. They're trailing in this game right now. The turnover wasn't great, so, David, they really got to be able to put something positive together on this drive.
Put something positive together, be aggressive, but don't be reckless. Can't have any more of those turnovers.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. To the air, it's Byrne. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Not the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the Hoosiers will punt this one away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to go up top. Under fire. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Their pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Boilermakers will line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Gets it out of there for the first time today, and didn't see much of him in that loss a week ago. Called on just once. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. motion, try to clear the picture. Looking for a man. It's Byrne. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. The Hoosiers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Snagged in the middle, it's Boone. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. The Boilermakers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Wide receiver going in motion. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Got the back over the middle. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. The Boilermakers come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll give it to the back. There he goes. He's racked up 92 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. He's got him. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And that's why the bullet pass is so important. Sometimes these defenses, they don't give you big windows to throw into. You want to take that chance, but you cannot lob that football down the field and get it in there. Nice use of the bullet pass, my friend.
Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Got enough space. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw. Looking to get it in. Touchdown, Boilermakers! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. From the gun, give on the inside. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Back to pass, it's Byrne. Here comes the heat. He'll take the deep shot. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
A solid pickup there, works it to the 38 before being pushed out of bounds. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Unloads to the right. He's got an open man. Oh, that move is going to leave them dizzy. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. To the air on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Got his man. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28. They'd love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. And this will be a bit of a challenge. A 46-yard attempt from the right hash. Splits the uprights. Good. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Hoosiers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
The Boilermakers come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Grabbed over the middle. It's Boone. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Boilermakers have a lot of options on second and inches. Inside the 35. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. This is the kind of performance, guys, that sort of etches your name in the lore of a rivalry.
And playing big in this big moment, on this big stage, it is so nice to have a playmaker like that you can highlight, that you can focus on, that you can trust in.
He was so excited coming into this game, too, because he knows that oftentimes your legacy as a player is defined by how you play in rivalry games like this.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Back to pass. Finds his big tight end. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out, and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Second and goal coming up. Tries again to get it in. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football, but defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
No hesitation from this head coach. He will go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. Complete out of the backfield. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Purdue! Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They're down 28-10, and I don't think it's exaggerating to say their chance of winning this football game probably rides on this drive.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And
the sack all the way back at the 5.
Well, this offense keeps giving up sacks, and they keep finding themselves in situations like this, 3rd and long right now. They don't have many points in this game, and this is a big reason why. It's hard to score if you don't keep the third downs manageable. So moving forward, whether it's running the football on 1st and 2nd or throwing short passes earlier in the drives, they've got to change things up because taking sacks like this is killing this offense.
The Hoosiers will punt it away on 4th down. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. And the returner will be dragged down. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
They make the stop right at the 30-yard line, but it's a 10-yard pickup and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on the game.
Lining up to convert third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Pass rush, coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. They'll try to start this final period by putting a 3-spot on the board. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Caught in the backfield. It's Wiggins. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
So many playmakers, so much speed in college football, so many big plays after the catch. Not on this instance. The defense did a great job reacting to the throw, getting there in a hurry, and making sure he didn't get any yards after that catch.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And this has been the story of the night. The offensive line getting beat up. And this is why this team is losing. You got to protect your quarterback. This defense has had a field day with their 5th sack of the game.
He's got great speed. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Got it in the middle. It's Boone. And boy, is he close to that first down. Maybe just a couple of inches short.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring 4th down right in the face.
They'll try the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wide receiver comes in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth game if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Right down the boulevard. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
Indiana sends the offense onto the field. They went 3 and out the last time they had it, and trailing late, they've got to get to work here. Motion from the wideout. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Intercepted, and that total goes to 16. Touchdown, Boilermakers! This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense. Here in the fourth quarter, they're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Indiana has the ball back, and the Hoosier offense comes out ready to go. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Man, I bet the frustration meter for this offense is so high. If you can't keep your quarterback upright, it's hard to move the ball. It's hard to score points. This offensive line has not protected him at all, and that's why so many sacks keep happening.
Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Looking to throw, it's Byrne. Gets it out fast. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Back has it. He's not going to make it, and what a big stop for this defense, and they might be able to put this thing away.
Low man wins. Defense that time on fourth down was expecting run, and you saw at the point of attack how they just dominated. There was nowhere for that guy to go. Defense wins the down. They give it back up now to their offense.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. They got nothing on the last play at 2nd and 10. He'll do it himself. They'll give him 4 on that one. It's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, it's a nice job by this defense. Understanding, listen, that QB is a threat, and they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they'll get him down after a solid return. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Starting to feel a little pressure.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tug it down, get some positive yards.
Shakes off the defender. Tackle was made at the 44, but he picked up 10 yards and enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. Showing off the arm. They make the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down. The latest edition of the Indiana-Purdue rivalry goes to the Boilermakers as they will boiler up and take home the old Oaken Bucket. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.